Shalom. So we're going to talk about a very complicated thing. It's very difficult to do, but it is necessary. And depending on where you are in your stages, right? Stage of understanding, right? It can be easy, it can be hard. No, we're not dealing with forgiving when you are hurt, when you are broken, when you're being betrayed. All of these things make it very hard for you to forgive. And the thing is, you cannot fully forgive a person until you're healed from the hurt. Right? No. Along the journey, you have to keep forgiving. Otherwise, you will retreat back to how your personality wants to treat the person, treat other people. You have to constantly be forgiving while hurting. And this is also patience. While you're suffering the injury, you're still enduring without treating people harsh. Now, let's go to Matthew chapter 18, and we'll start at 21. It says, Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times? Jesus saith unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7. So what is that actually saying? It's not only when the person or the people are doing the deed to you, or whenever they did it, right? Because if it, let's say it stopped, they used to do something and now it stopped, right? But you are not completely healed from that hurt. Every time you remember the experience, if you do not remember compassion at the same time, you're going to act on behalf of a wounded personality, and now you're going to treat people in a way that you might end up regretting. So in my experience, while I was going through, betrayal, being betrayed and everything, every time I had to think not about what happened in that sense, but how am I going to get through this, and what is necessary for me to do while I'm experiencing these things. So I had to be forgiving my support system and the narcissist at the same time. And it was funny because I was still helping her even after all of that was done. Yep. So when it says forgive 70 times 7, every time you remember the experience, it doesn't have to be that someone brought it up or something. The thought itself might surface, especially if the residues of the effects still remain in the body, because your body itself has an independent memory. And what you will notice is that in the healing process, your mind will be purged before, but the body still carries energies. The body has an independent memory for itself. So you'll see that the trauma stays longer in your body than in your mind. This is why when a person seeks distraction, they seek it mentally. They might go party, smoking, drinking, sex, whatever it is. Mental stimulation. However, because the body itself has its own memory, the trauma stays longer there. So you can go around in the state of denial thinking that you are free from that. But then when certain experience come along, the memory is going to resurface. And now this is why you operate from somewhere in the past. You become a product of the past because you purged your mind, maybe, but you did not purge your body. You cannot completely forgive a person while you're hurt, and this is why forgiveness is not how it is perceived in this culture. Meaning, a lot of people, they say they forgive. This person did that to me or did this to me, but I forgive them. No, forgiveness is not what you say by mouth. How do you know you do not forgive a person? If you're talking about what they did to you or whatever the experience was, and you still feel a sensation in your body, that sensation is reminding you that you haven't forgiven the person. You cannot truly forgive until you're healed from the hurt. And this is why sometimes some people may, quote unquote, forgive, but after a period of time, what happens? You flip and go back to a state of anger or bitterness or resentment because you didn't truly forgive. You have to completely heal. And you have to be able to sit with all those sensations, a million sensations running through, and a million thoughts running through your mind. And you have to sit and be able to witness them absent taking actions. You don't need to run all over the place. You don't need to be engaging in all these activities. When you can sit and witness your own thoughts and witness your own sensations, that's when you reach a place of peace, regardless of what is happening on the outside. The longer you take to heal is the longer you take to truly forgive. Always remember yourself as the compassionate being. So regardless of what was done to you, you still have the ability to exercise grace and mercy. Do not change from the state of your being, the qualities of your being, the things that make you what you are as a person. Loving, caring, nurturing, kind, compassionate, peaceful, understanding. These situations are sent to deviate you from off that track. The more you increase in knowing is the more, how can I say, they say new levels, new devils. So the more you're increasing in knowing is the more tribulations that is gonna come upon you. But it's gonna be different. So when you're at this stage, your tribulations are like this. When you get up here, your tribulations are gonna be very different, and you're gonna have to go through the same experiences. It's just more subtle. And that's how it goes. Shalom.